Hello everyone, hope you are staying safe and healthy, and welcome to another video, and I hope you're having a great day and stuff like that. So today it's just another study type of thing, and I decided to do it digitally as well because I want to get better at different brush strokes and like different colors and just experimenting, that sort of thing. So always, before I even apply color to the portraits, I always sketch out the basic shapes first, and before starting painting in the colors and such. So with the first guy, I just already color in the base colors in before I start adding shadows. Trying to experiment with different hues and stuff like that. That's another thing. I wanted to experiment more and exaggerate the colors just a bit and see how I can go with different brush strokes and make it kind of painterly. And I've been looking around some references, and I picked these 5 dudes to try and experiment and learn from, of trying to basically, there's like different races and different skin tones and for me to experiment with. And the first picture had several kind of had some ambient lighting, so that's why I applied some greens in there and adding shadows of blues and stuff like that. And just constantly trying to work out the face and applying different brush strokes and colors and just trying to learn how the structure works for men compared to women, and just having a little bit of fun to learn some new stuff. And it's pretty nice and chill just to do some studies when I'm not doing like a big project necessarily, but it's nice to lay back and just to study, and hopefully I get better. And darken the lips. And then start colouring the hair a little bit. And doing a bit more on the eyebrows, and it's not look good. I am a little bit lazy with the hair for some reason, but I should probably do a video where I try and practice hair a bit. And a bit of details for the eyes and stuff like that, and I did do more work in the face. Looks a lot better now, and I added facial hair, and it looks pretty good for a first portrait to warm up to. Trying to group everything. And now to the second portrait. Now this one is a darker skin toned man, and so that again I just try and draw out the basic structures and trying to learn different races, like I said, and trying to find the basics of what looks different from different structures. From like, people are different, so I want to learn people's different structures and skin tones and stuff like that, and hopefully get better at things. And then I start planning out my colors. So I wanted to experiment and start doing the base colors in, like browns to start with, before I started adding different colors like purples and stuff like that. So I wanted to do a bit more experiment with the colors on this one. Like there's pinks, purples, oranges, bit of browns, and doing different saturations, hues and stuff like that, and building up as I go along. To be fair with me, I like to draw dark skin toned people a lot of the time. I think they're just fun to draw. Obviously white people are just as fun. Anyway, and then adding different brush strokes and stuff, and colouring in, and just trying different brushes. Like, I have tried to make some custom brushes, but I don't know how to use them quite properly. Like I said, I just try to experiment and try and get better at digital painting, hopefully, or digital drawing as in general. And there's me applying darker tones, painting the lips and stuff like that, and making sure I look at the reference, but also trying to do my general thing. And obviously not to completely copy the image. It's just for me to learn and understand the structures and experiment different strokes and colors, how I could exaggerate it more than just that skin tone. and you know, just trying to learn. And I add highlights, more purples, pinks and stuff like that, but also putting it back a bit by using browns and stuff like that. And experimenting, and I also like to apply textures as well, so I try make sure I use different brushes as well. And I'm continuously working on the face. And also I do blend a bit as well, but not trying to blend too much, so that way I don't lose the brush strokes, but there is parts I have to like blend it all out and doing different not lots of layers, but a couple of layers to make it work. And then I do use like harder or sharper things to make things pop out more, like using soft brushes, hard brushes, textures to make things pop out more and making things look interesting. And that's what I was trying to do at least. And I repainted the hair back in and I did highlights. The hair in this one didn't look too bad, it was a bit better than the first one. And I did highlights, more details and stuff like that. So yeah, the second head looks good, and I try to paint the background to make it more interesting. And here's the third one, and again, same with the other two, I ended up repeating myself like 5 freaking times, because I literally done 5 portrait studies of different races. This one is on the Asian side, like Indian or Arabic or those kind of areas. Please don't kill me. I really like this one because I actually experiment more with colours with this one, especially with the skin tone. And yeah, this one I actually kind of liked actually, especially the shadows and the midtones and the highlights for this one. So yeah, even times when I sketch, I do like to take my time with sketching, making sure the proportions are correct and trying to understand each man face, each head, different faces, different races and stuff like that, because like people are different in different structures, hair, skin tone and stuff like that. And I started sketching the basic shapes of hair and eyes, and did move things around a bit with the lasso tool because things did look a bit off, and erasing stuff that didn't need to be there, because if there's too many lines it can get confusing. And I've done that, and now I start painting and colouring in the basic shapes. And off the skin tone oranges, I even add some reds and really desaturated but rich purples and stuff like that, and so like working up the shadows and the highlights, but obviously I'm just going for midtones first, and until I get to the finish one, but not spending too much time on each of these, because at the end of the day they're just studies for me to learn, and hopefully I grow and hopefully be useful for future projects, hopefully. Same again, just like different brush strokes and all that stuff. I'm sorry if I repeat myself and it's like super boring to hear me over and over again. Just let me know if I sound a bit repetitive, or you're just okay with me just saying what I'm trying to do with this one. But yeah, with this one I wanted a bit more warmer tones, especially how the light was hitting the side and stuff like that, and especially with his basic skin tone, I want this one overall to have more warmer tones compared to the 2 previous portraits that I've done. And there's me doing highlights, bit of details or whatever, and just building it up and doing details around like eyelids and stuff like that. And yeah, and just doing darker shadows in some areas, just working, bring the eyes back out and trying to draw in the hair, the facial hair and stuff like that. And did a bit more work to the face because it needed a little work, and drawing in the background, did a gentle shadow, and it looks pretty good. I'm actually happy and then adding a bit of basic highlights to the hair. It didn't look too bad, like from a distance it doesn't look too bad at all, and this one was my one of my favourites. And now to the fourth one. He's pretty much an Asian dude. So this one turned out to be one of my favourites as well, because how I did it as well. And same, like I said, basic shapes in certain areas and making sure it's not going to be 100% perfection. Like, I don't want things to be too realistic, and I also want to experiment different brush strokes and so on. And then I've done all the sketching and then adding the base colour, like a yellowish skin tone, based on what I'm seeing, especially when you compare it to different races of different men, different people in general. They always have like different skin tones, and me trying to study what colour skin tones and noticing what is different structures to the rest of them. And just doing different hues as general, and just experimenting with shadows, midtones and stuff for this one. And making sure I add like pinkyish colours as well, because at the end of the day, as humans, we're fleshy, so there'll be some places that I put into pinks or reds or whatever, because blood runs through our bodies, so I do try to apply that some places, and then me colouring the lips and stuff. And then adding a bit of highlights. And not like this one, I didn't spend too long on this one, and it turned out pretty good. I like the brushstrokes and softness and some hard ones in certain areas. So it turned out pretty good. And then drawing in the facial hair. And I like to leave sketchy lines instead of covering everything and me doing the hair. Again, it didn't look too bad. And doing more colouring for the eyes, and it's pretty much done. On to the very last one. Now I gotta say, this one I pretty struggled the most. I probably need to practice more often. I'm very pale skin, because I did struggle a little bit with doing paler skin tones, so I will need to practice more of pale skin tones. And yeah, and just I was struggling a little bit, but at least I got through it, and it doesn't look too bad, but I do need to practice often of pinky, palish skin tones, and try and understand shadows for this one a bit more as well. And I probably was I don't want to say anything really. I was about to say an excuse from Nick. But yeah, I was kind of, I was a little bit annoyed with this one, like a little bit frustrated, but I got through it, like I said, and it didn't look too bad. I just think I need to practice more often with pale skin tones. And it's alright, it's for me to learn and understand, and I'm quite proud that I managed to draw and colour paint different races, and drawing out just a bunch of dudes, because I feel like drawing dudes sometimes, then, I like to balance things out. Then just I'll draw men, sometimes I'll draw animals, sometimes a bit of a mixture of things. I just hope you're okay with that when I like to experiment with different subjects and stuff, because I don't want to stay with this exact thing, otherwise I won't grow really, because I want to experiment more often and try and study. So yeah. And then me doing the hair, I wasn't too sure about the hair at the time, like it was just me adding strokes and not really paying that much attention to what I was looking at, but it didn't look too bad. I thought it was kind of expressive, I suppose. But at the end of the day, it didn't look too bad. I just think I need to experiment and try and learn more this kind of pale skin tone. That's the other thing I'll say, and probably do a thing where I actually study hair stuff again. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this. Why not comment which one's your favorite, give it a like and subscribe. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great day and stay creative. Okay, goodbye!